everybody, to the Superhumanistic podcast where we talk about all things health and wellness. And we want to start off with a little bit of recap of last week where we talked about journaling and all the benefits that journaling has to offer you if you do that every morning. So go check out that video or podcast if you haven't done so already. This week we're going to be talking about reading, which is another part of our morning routine. So we highly recommend that you read about 10 minutes in the morning. So we'll get into some of the benefits. We'll talk about our experience with reading and get into a challenge for you as well. So you want to kick it off with benefits of reading?
Sure, yeah. Last week we did have that challenge. It was to incorporate the journaling into your life for the morning routine. So if you have a specific technique that you use for journaling, we would love to hear about it. So please feel free to share anything from your experience with adding journaling to your morning routine. So next we do have the reading. I know I read religiously for 10 minutes. So what it is, what benefits there are is that it lowers your stress. So also checking off the list of yes, I accomplished this as part of my morning routine. I said that I like to make lists. So part of that is then checking off that I completed that section of the list. So it does make me feel more confident and productive throughout my day. So it lowers that stress in me in the morning. Reading stretches your mind depending on what you're reading in the morning as well. And we'll get into kind of what we enjoy reading as part of our morning routine. But reading does stretch your mind. You're more likely to approach the text when you're reading in the morning with a clear and open mind. And I notice that as well when I'm doing that I have more of an open mind and I don't have the stresses of the day getting in the way of my thoughts as I'm reading. It also then leads to a deeper understanding of what you're reading and how you're able to apply it to your life. So like I said, lower stress, so reduces stress, eases your anxious thoughts, boosts your focus and prepares you for your day, increases productivity. There is the mental stimulation. Obviously you're reading, so you're stretching your mind, so you have that mental stimulation going into your day, versus just listening to a book being read to you, actually physically reading. Something I do is annotate as well while I'm reading, so that helps me to be able to stimulate more of my brain and then get a deeper understanding of what it is that I'm reading. It can inspire you, so finding those self-help books. I highly recommend some sort of self-help book for your morning routine, or a book that relates to the career that you're in. So continuing to grow and learn really throughout the morning routine. Those fictional books and texts that can be fun to read, I like to save those for maybe my bedtime routine or something throughout my day for fun. But as part of my morning routine, because I'm developing and growing, I save the self-help books for the morning time. You become more confident. So reading those self-help books or a book that relates to what your career is in does help to make you more confident because you've read something new. You can apply it to whatever you're doing throughout the day as well. Then it does help to create more of a calm way to start the day, which again is part of those less anxious thoughts then throughout your day if you're reading in the morning, and then a good way to boost your vocabulary as well. So that's what I have for the benefits of reading. Some ways that you can actually incorporate it within your morning routine. So I know a lot of our challenges were waking up earlier so that you can start a morning routine, and adding only 3 of the checklist items to your morning routine, or doing all of them for 2 minutes at a time. So a good way to make sure that you're ready for this to be incorporated into your morning routine would be to prepare the night before. So having that reading material set out. A lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I'll go through the first part of my morning routine, and then when I head to where I'm going to read and meditate and do my breath work, that's when I'll grab my book that I'm reading for this however many weeks, and then my journal as well, and just put it in the spot that I know I'm going to be in a little bit. So again, preparing the night before or preparing right away in the morning, laying out everything that you need, and then not looking at your phone. As tempting as it is, we all get those little alerts in the morning, or the flashing light telling us we have a message or email. Making sure that you really set the time for yourself. You are most important, and you're only going to be able to help others by taking care of yourself. So make sure that you are really taking care of yourself in the morning and adding this to your morning routine, so that you're not focused on others and what their needs are right away in the morning. You're most important, and we can only give so much of ourselves to others. So taking care of yourself first thing is going to help you to be able to take care of others even more. So that's what I have for what I do for the benefits, and how I kind of incorporate it to my morning routine.
Yeah, a lot of great benefits there. I think when I was growing up, my dad used to force me to read for 30 minutes every night, and I used to hate it, but now I thank him for it, because reading can also give you, enhance your knowledge and your vocabulary, which can improve your communication and intelligence overall. Reading can foster your creativity and imagination as well, which can help you solve problems and generate new ideas. And reading can increase your empathy and perspective, which can help you understand and relate to others. And it's always a good way to start your day with reading in the morning. You can have a positive and relaxed mindset, and prepares you for the challenges that lay ahead for the rest of your day. And it definitely will help you improve your life. So maybe we can go in now and talk about the type of books that we read. You mentioned self-help, and that's pretty much all I read is self-help books. I find that if I'm going to take the time to read something with our busy schedules, that I want to make sure that I'm gaining some knowledge from it and moving forward and progressing. And I think it's important to continuously learn throughout your life. So anytime I have time to pick up a book, it's typically going to be geared around self-help. Some recent books that we've read, I think, have been pretty much all related to self-help. So I don't know.
Yeah, so the 4 agreements, getting into the Toltec agreements. We read the Wim Hof book. So Wim Hof has his breathing, or the 3 pillars. Super good book. We've also read Fierce Conversations. Other books that we're getting into right now, I set a goal for myself to get through reading the Bible from front cover to back cover. So that's been a bit more of a challenge for me cognitively, trying to understand what the message, or the making inferences of, understanding the Bible in general. So that's been a bit of a challenge for me, but I make sure that I am reading it every morning. Next, I'll read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a fill in the blank. Just a lot of different sort of self-help books, or books that are going to challenge me mentally as well before the day starts. Something more positive to start the day.
Yeah, those are the type of books we always read. I think we also recently bought How to Win Friends and Influence People, and getting started on that one. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero was a really great book. I like that one because it takes really all the best methods from all the great self-help books that have been made or been created over the decades, and she kind of just is able to wrap up all those tips into one book, and it's a quick read. Highly recommend that. I actually want to read that again. It was so good. So yeah, those are the type of books that we continuously read. Do you have anything else related to reading?
Yeah. We're gonna obviously challenge you to start incorporating reading into your morning routine if you haven't already. Again, it's just 10 minutes. If you're just starting, try to incorporate it 2 to 5 minutes in the morning. But even just having a little bit of time set up to where you're able to do all of the steps of the morning routine will help set the tone for the rest of the day. So let us know how it works out for you this week. Encouraging you to find those self-help books, and if you have questions or want some tools or strategies on how to get started, please reach out to us.
All right. Follow us on Superhumanistic on everything, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, and leave us a rating and review on our podcast. So if this helped you in some way, it could potentially help others, and that'll be a way to help them find our podcast. We'll see you next week, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Bye.